get to know if it could be the kind of girl that you took me down for. 'Cause when I look at you, I feel something tell me.
Good morning. Today is March 10th. It is 7:26 in the morning. Gucci sold me some tea. Now I'm just sitting here at my window like a nice old lady, sipping my tea, looking out the window, getting ready to start my day. But I was supposed to make a video last night, but I had cramps, so I went to my bed. I had cramps. I ain't feel like even existing, really. Like, my cramps be the worst. But we just gonna wake and bake really fast and do like a small little girls talk, because if you got Justin LA on Instagram, then it's just like between him and the niggas be broke okay and the Kehlani or Kalani or whatever page, like between all them pages and me having things that I could relate to and share, it's just no good. But I had seen, like, you know how Justin LA, he always posting stuff like, oh, this about your ex, that about your ex. And I was just thinking, like, can you realistically take an ex back for real and actually be happy? Like, can you take someone back? Because I know that sometimes you may be with an ex who didn't even hurt your feelings. You know, you guys mutually agreed to break it off and things of that nature, so it wasn't even like it was a cheating situation, or like, you know, so it doesn't always end on bad terms. And maybe you guys try again and try to, but can you actually take an ex back and it work? And that's all I was thinking about in my head. Like I said before, it goes hand in hand with, like, you know, depending on what you went through, like if you got hurt or if y'all mutually agreed to break up or whatever the case may be. But in my opinion, you gotta be self-aware. Like, you gotta know, I don't know, because once you get back into things with an ex, you already just have this like, you know, in your head of what to expect. So if they're not really showing you like a real change or like a real difference, like, can you really take an ex back and just be happy with them, not going through the motions, not faking it till you make it? Like, can you be genuinely happy? And I don't know, I just don't think, I'm not gonna say I don't think so, because two people can break up and find each other again later on in life, or after, like, you know, they complete whatever journey that they had to complete on their own. If they come back together, if they were two people who are meant to be together, then I feel like, okay. Because I don't know, it's a mutual want. Like, okay, an ex could spin the block, but who's to say that they serious this time? They could be showing you the same old bullshit from before. So it's like, you just gotta let people weed themselves out, basically. Like, you gotta let people disqualify themselves from talking to you. Like, that's one thing I've learned. Like, you don't have to be pushy or forcey or anything like that on anybody, because if they really want to talk to you, they gonna talk to you. Like, that's just, if somebody want to see you, they're gonna make time to see you. If they wanted to see you, even if they're not making time, you guys will be making plans. Y'all will be doing something. Like, it's the effort to me. Like, all that other shit don't matter. Like, did you really change? Like, or you just coming back to do the same thing that you did before? And then I feel like another way for you to really know is, like, if that's an ex that you feel like you guys just be messing around or something like that, maybe when they spin the block this time, you should wait to have sex with them. Wait to have sex with them and then just see what their energy is like this time. Because I know I be seeing like a lot of females like, you know, like men use them for this and men use them for that. A man can only use you for things that you allow them to use you for. If you let this man come over here, sleep with you, whatever, then go about his business, and then there's nothing about it, then what do you expect? You're allowing him to do this to you. I mean, no one's blatantly saying, oh, they're about to do this, this, and that, but you're still allowing it to happen at the same time. So it's just like, I don't know, I feel like as women sometimes we have to take accountability in the things that we, you know, that we allow to happen to ourselves, situations that we put ourselves into, basically. Like, and I also wanted to talk about red flags that tell you to leave that nigga alone. Like, even if it's not an ex or if it's just someone that you're dealing with, I feel like as women, sometimes most times if we like somebody, we're going to ignore blatant red flags just to see it through. Like, what the hell? It makes no sense. It's like if a guy or if somebody is showing you that they're not consistent, that they're ghosting is like my #1 red flag. Like, if someone's just disappearing and they don't even have the decency to just have an adult conversation with you, just to tell you what's going on, what's the matter with them, if there's something wrong with them, or if it's just a case where they got stuff going on and they can't talk to you for the time being. It takes 2 seconds to respond to a text message, or to, like, you know, just tell somebody, oh, I'm about to go run and do this. But you gotta have the genuine want to do that at the same time. So it's like, if someone is just ghosting you, like, say you write somebody and not 3-4 hours go by and they don't respond. I'm talking about 2, 3, 4 days and they just couldn't get back to their phone. Like, let's be real, you have a phone, you may even have a job. So it's like, you see that you have time in between, whether it's you just go into the bathroom real quick to send a text message. So it's like, if someone is showing you signs like that, I just feel like, and then we begin so caught up and so wrapped up and ready to say the men this, the men that, but what about us? Like, we are definitely allowing it. What are we allowing to happen to us? Like, the ghosting is a red flag. Bad communication is definitely a red flag, especially depending on your age, because right now I'm 26 years old, so anybody I'm talking to, you're clearly around my age. So it's just like, if you can't have an adult conversation with me, or if you don't respect me or my feelings enough to just have that conversation with me, to tell me, look, this is how it is, this is what's happening, this is how I feel, or whatever the case may be, and then just leave it up to me to be like, then it's just not gonna work, because I just feel like we're too old for that. Like, communication is like, communication, loyalty, respect, like, those things are like the top of the line. Like, I feel like are like the bare minimum, especially like when you just getting to know somebody. Like, communication is the bare minimum. How can you get to know somebody if y'all not barely having conversation? Or how could you really think that you're gonna be with someone if you only speak to them once every 3 months? Like, it's just beyond me, and I'm tired of seeing the posts, like, because, you know, there's some girls who just out here and they're like, oh, well, he comes home to me, so. But yeah, I don't want that situation either. I don't want to be that girl that's, oh, well, he comes home to me. No, because when he's outside, he's still doing what he wants, and he's with Sally, Kim, and Samantha. So no, it doesn't matter if he's coming home to you. Yeah, he's coming home to you because you're allowing it. Like, I'm tired of seeing certain stuff. Like, so I just had to get that off my chest, because some of these red flags are just like, y'all be seeing the red flags and be thinking of 6 flags for real. Like, and I'm done doing that. I won't overlook anything. First red flag, I'm going, I'm out. I'm not. Like, inconsistency is really another big thing too, because it's like, you could have a guy who's just like, you know, he may not be good at expressing his emotions or things of that nature, but it's still a matter of consistency. Like, is he reaching out on, like, you know, to check up on you? Like, are you okay? What you doing? If y'all haven't spoken in a couple of days, like, they just have that genuine interest. I don't feel like it's really rocket science for us as females to really tell if somebody likes us. I think we allow ourselves to get wrapped up in the emotions and everything before we think about the logical part of everything. Like, okay, yeah, you just met this person, they're attractive, they may have a couple qualities that you want, but if you think about it, if you really like this person and you really wanted to go somewhere, why not feel it out? Why not see how they really feel towards you first? Like, that's gonna be my new thing. Like, if I have to get to know, I'm gonna get to know people too well before we even, like, you know, before I even feel like I'm about to let my guard down. We gotta, like, just sit down and have that conversation from the jump on what we doing and everything, because next thing you know, you'll be been with somebody for 10-15 years and you done wasted bare time because you guys never established what you both wanted and what you were gonna do. And I'm not in a place to waste my time anymore. So, like, those red flags, the ghosting, the inconsistency, like, does he genuinely care about your emotions? When you try to bring something up to him, does he just like, oh, we can't talk about this right now, or make it seem like, you know, it's not like as an important topic as something else? Those are all red flags. You can't be with somebody who doesn't even take your emotions into consideration, because at the end of the day, you always gonna have some type of feeling in the back of your head, or like resentment toward this person, because all these situations now are just building up, building up, building up. And he may do something small, like leave a sock in the hallway or something, and you're just gonna go off, and it won't even be about the sock. You're gonna go off because you got 10 million things built up in your mind. Like, so it's just like, I'm eliminating all the unnecessary stress. Any red flags, any inconsistencies, like, if you're inconsistent, if you're ghosting me, if you do it, like, I'm just done. Like, I have no time. Like, I'm not playing. I'm not wasting my time with that anymore. Tell people what you want, tell people what you're going for, tell people what you're not going for. They're either gonna respect it, feel the same way, and then, you know, want to move forward with you, or they're not gonna respect it. But that'll be easier for you as well. You'll be able to just weed people out and go through your process way easier. Like, because yeah, dating sucks, but it also sucks because of who you're choosing to date. Like, you know, like, oh, we hate niggas, we hate niggas. Yeah, we be screaming that, but at the same time, it's like, we hate those, we say we hate them because of the ones that we are choosing to date, the ones that we're allowing to give our time and energy to. And something else that I seen, Dirk did an interview with oh, what's the two light-skinned guys' name? I forgot their name. What start with a W. I forgot his name. He did an interview with two of them or whatever, and he was just explaining about, I didn't watch the interview itself, I just saw the clips. He was saying something about India, like how what really sold him was the body count, and the fact that, you know, she hasn't been passed around. It wasn't mad guys who could have said that they've been with her. You know, she low-key, she's out the way, different things like that.
Me, I ain't gonna lie, I'm petty as like, if you a lot of niggas all that, I ain't gonna wife it. That's me.
That's me too.
I wake up in the middle of the night, get mad over 4 years ago. Like,
yeah,
that's me
too.
And a lot of people was just going off about the body count thing, like, oh, I wouldn't want someone to just be like, they only with me for the body count. First of all, Dirk, if Dirk don't scream for the mountaintops that he love India in different ways all the time, just on social media, like, who knows what that man is doing behind closed doors, but just on social media alone, y'all see how he do not play about this girl. So it's like, why do y'all feel like, oh, because he said something about the body count, like, that he's really like that? First of all, that's her man. He's clearly doing what he needs to do if she's still out the way and not doing anything and still with him. So why do y'all care so much? Like, shit like that makes me mad. And yeah, you shouldn't have a high body count expecting someone to want to put a ring on it, or expecting someone to want to be with you. I feel like, okay, yeah, your past is your past, but at a certain time, nobody wants to be with someone who's done been with the whole community. No one wants to be with someone who's done been with the whole hood. Like, no one wants that. Nobody wants to be dating someone where they could worry about hearing stories. Like me, I know for a fact, if I date someone right now, I won't have that issue of having to worry about them hearing a story about me that I'm not gonna like, because I know I haven't been out here doing anything like that. So it's like, just little stuff like that. Like, you leave people with opportunities and stuff, like, you know, to try and ruin things or talk about you when you do certain things. I mean, yeah, we're all grown. You can do what you want. You can sleep with 70 men tomorrow if you want to, sis. We don't care. But it's like, when it's time for you to want to settle down, don't be mad at anybody else. How you gonna be mad at us because you was out there popping that? Like, because to me, throughout mad years, I've been trying to, like, get my friends and people to just understand why I feel the way I feel about my body count. And that's why. Not even for, like, for how a man would feel about it, but just for me personally. I don't see how people could just go around and sleep with people that they don't even have emotions for or whatever. Because me, if I'm not mentally stimulated, I'm not even going to be physically wanting to go to the next step with you. So I just don't see how women could sometimes bring themselves to just be so open like that. Like, okay, yeah, you may be horny, but it's just like, dag, to where you can't just have one partner. You just out here just sleeping with anybody who's willing to do something with you. It looks weird. And then now you want a ring from somebody. It's even more weird. Like, because you know men gonna look at it as, well, the whole team got to sleep with her, so why now I have to be the one to do all the work? Like, and it's like, even just little stuff like females having men on Facebook that they've done slept with. Like, there's nobody on my Facebook that I've done anything with. So if somebody comment on my stuff or whatever tomorrow, like, I like the fact that I can I move that much more freely because I have that self-control and that much respect for myself to know that I was never out here moving like that, whether it was in a relationship or even outside of a relationship. I'm glad I never went through that whole phase. Like, I never even had time to go through the whole phase. When I was in school, I was always on a team or doing something till 6, 7 o'clock at night, and then coming home, doing my homework and going right to bed. I never had time to go through that. Like, what the hell? But it's like, I'm not gonna talk down or bash other people who did, because hey, you know what they gonna say? They was just living life. Like, you know, like that Kim Kardashian TikTok, like, you know, or whatever, whichever one of the sisters that was saying it, like, can't say we didn't live life. Like, that's how y'all be feeling about it. But it's like, you know, everybody's allowed to have their own opinion. I personally don't like moving like that. I'm not comfortable moving like that. I can't see myself moving like that. And there's other women who are. They just do. But you know, everybody's different. So yeah, but if you haven't already, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. We are officially at 370 subscribers, I think. 370. And when I first stopped work, I was at 2 something. So almost 100 new subscribers in like a month or 2. That's pretty good. We're doing better and better. Any growth is growth, so I'm still, you know, grateful for it and stuff like that. But yeah, I just had to come on here and talk about that real quick, because it's like, one, the whole ex thing, you could be with an ex, but it's like, I don't know, I just feel like you gotta really give it time to see if that person genuinely changed, because if not, y'all just gonna be in the same cycle, and who wants to do that? Who has time for that? Like, I just feel like at this point in our life, we should be worried about the things that we should be worried about. We should be worried about growing. We should be worried about, like, creating that solid foundation, so when we are ready to take whatever the next step is in our life, we can just do it. Like, I want to have a solid foundation. I don't want to have not a brick missing, because I don't want my house to fall after I build it. Like, I need my foundation to be starting from the bottom with the self-love, self-care, self-respect, everything, and then just going up. Like, because it's just, we allow certain things to happen to ourselves, and I'm just over it. I didn't go through anything, like, you know, I'm still single and stuff like that, but like, I was just seeing a lot of the Justin LA posts, and majority of them is X this, X that. I seen, what was the post? I'm gonna just insert a clip of it. It says something like everybody want me and I just want my ex back. But it's like, if you got your ex back today, would you give them that fair chance to really, like, be your ex? Are you gonna drop all that baggage if they cheated on you to just be like, to not bring it up every chance you get? Like, are you gonna, like, really give them that fair chance? Because if you're gonna take someone back who cheated on you, you might as well not even bring up anything that they did, because you still want to talk to them, so you might as well just let it go. That's just how I feel. Like, it's just too much that comes with it, unless they dead show you like, oh man, this nigga really different now, like he really on some, like he realized, then no. Because the next day after y'all do something finally, or whatever the case may be, he gonna be right back to acting how he acting. So you gotta have that much self-respect and like self-awareness to know, like, okay, this is how I feel, but at the end of the day, regardless of how I feel, I don't like how I'm being treated, so I'm gonna take that step to, you know, I know how I want to be treated. When you see so much of what you don't want, it's easier to know what you do want. Every day when I go on social media, I see something, whether it's a BM situation, a baby daddy this, like that I know I don't want to deal with for a fact. So it just makes me even more sure of what I do want, like, because I know what I'm not going for. Like, I know everything that I'm not going for at this point. So it's just like, all that stuff is dead. Yeah, that ghosting stuff is like it's like the #1 sign. If he's disappearing all the time, if you only seeing him once every 2 to 3 months, or the only time y'all really talk is if you go see him, or you gotta go see him, like, sis, just dub it. Because he probably did, like, for the 2-3 months that he's not talking to you, what is he doing? And it don't take 2 months to respond to a text, call you back, tell you that they, like, reach out to you, anything, check on you, see if you breathing, if you ate, if anything's going on with you. No. And it's like, as females, we always do that. Especially when we like somebody, we're always checking on them. We always want to call them. Like, no one's saying that it's bad to put in the effort, but just make sure that you're not wasting your time. Like, you know, make sure people are worth it. Because I'm not giving my energy to anybody who's not giving their energy to me. It just makes no sense. You make yourself mad. Like you put yourself in those predicaments when you just expect people to act a certain way, or you just hold people to these certain expectations because we so stuck on seeing somebody's potential. Like, we can't see people's potential. Like, that stuff shouldn't matter. It's what they're showing you. Like, that's what we got to be more aware of. Like, what do we see every day? Like, despite what he's telling me and everything else, what is he showing me? Take that into consideration, and I bet your dating life will probably be that much more easier. The fact that I've even just take so much time to myself just to be single and not put my energy into anyone, even if it's dating. I'm not dating anyone. I'm not going out on dates. I'm not going out to see anybody. I'm not doing any of that. I just been taking time to myself just to know for real what CiCi wants, what CiCi has to offer, and like, I know what I'm not going for, so I just had to take more time to, like, you know, what do I want? Like, what are things that I am gonna do with, what other things that I know for a fact that I know I'm still not going for? Like, you know, you just wanna just take some time out for yourself to just relax. And I feel like that's another thing. If you see that someone that you're talking to is always talking to somebody else, or if it's a situation where when y'all not talking, they're always looking to be talking to somebody else, they never take that time out just to be alone, to really, like, you know, to love on themselves. It's like, that should be a red flag in itself too, because it's like, why do you always need to be around other people to make yourself feel better? Like, do you not, like, people who can't be alone are red flags. Like, you have to be comfortable with yourself to really genuinely feel like you can be with somebody else, because then when you're with someone else, you're going to be so codependent on them that the moment that you guys are not talking, breathing next to each other, whatever, you're not going to be able to function. And nobody wants that. Nobody wants to feel smothered. Nobody wants to feel like somebody's breathing down their back just because of their PTSD issues or whatever the case may be. Like, you know, you just gotta love yourself and just go out there and just really, if you're gonna date, just date. Don't be on people like thinking that they're doing this. Like, let people show them their true colors on their own, because it's gonna come out. And then once you see it, you just make that right decision to do what you gotta do. It's not no, oh, let this rock, let that rock, because that's when the problem starts. Because you're gonna let them people skate, and they're gonna ice skate on your ass. So yeah, I just had to vent on that real quick while we wake and bake. My skin look good. It's probably all the water that I've been drinking, because Mother Nature coming. Like I said, I had cramps yesterday. It's probably gonna come today or tomorrow. But I'm surprised that my skin's still busting. I don't got a pimple yet, but we're not even gonna speak like that or talk it into existence, so God forbid. But yeah, I've been drinking mad water, because that pimple shit is not it. Especially because I knew my shit was coming. I'm like, nah, I'm drinking mad water. Mad water. But it's 7:50 now. I'm about to get myself together so I could go run these errands real fast and come back inside. I might do a video later. I'm not sure. I might do 2 videos because... But yeah, so make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys a little later.